So you can just see at the back of the vault there's a bit of brick at the back. And on the left there we have a coffin. The cemetery, behind its discreet neighbourhood walls, appears was one of the strange and last shelters of dreams and illusions, of that which is different and unknown, of that which is extraordinary in magic. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Grave Visitations here on this wonderful sunny day here in Mount Jerome Cemetery in Harold's Cross in Dublin. So we're going to take a walk around and I'm going to show you some amazing vaults, elaborate monuments and gravestones. So we have a number of vaults in the area. That beautiful monument with the pillars you can see in the background. We'll get to that and read that also. So this is the final resting place here of Henrietta Louisa Green, 1895 it says. And they're basically, all these vaults here are kind of designed the same way, with those green doors, those big iron doors. And just on the other side of that we can see the family vault of Thomas and William Vance. Herein rests the remains of Thomas Vance, Blackrock House in the county of Dublin, who was born in 1812 and died in 1889, and those of his son Richard Andrew Sidney, who was born in 1848 and passed away in 1860. Thomas and William Vance and the family interred there. Now this one is a very interesting monument just here. This is the Cusack monument, and it says William Cusack, MD, medical doctor, was born on the 26th of May 1788 and died the 25th of September 1861. And it's a huge monument. Kind of looks like a Greek style monument there with the pillars on it. Now Dr. Cusack, I believe, was a doctor for a short period of time to Queen Victoria on her visit to Ireland. The name on it here is Dorothy Allison Cusack, 25th of June 1898 to the 25th of March 1993. HV Cusack CMG CBE, 1895 to 1896, I think that is there. And there's a number of Cusack names. So it's a huge monument for Dr. Cusack. Victorian Cemetery here in Dublin. I can just imagine what it cost to erect that monument back in the day. Now just over here is the final resting place of William Harvey. And the story goes that William Harvey was laid to rest here with his beloved best friend, his dog. So I'll give you a better angle there of the monument on top. You can just see the dog looking up towards heaven with his collar on there on the top of the vault, like he's mourning for his master. And we'll just read the name on it. You just see here William Harvey. So I'm going to have a look inside the vault to see what we can see in here. So you can just see there, guys, there's actually a coffin on the right hand side. Just there you can see a coffin in the vault, and I believe there's one over on the other side as well. So you can just see at the back of the vault there, there's a bit of brick at the back, and on the left there we have a coffin. So there's two coffins in there. There's one on the left and there's one just there on the right, and there's one underneath that also. So there might be 3 people interred in this vault. A beautiful vault with the dog on top, mourning. Now we're going to take a walk, and Serenity Sue is with me here today, so we're going to take a walk down in a second, down that direction, because that vault just there where I'm pointing is very, very interesting. It's a vault of a family, and a woman was buried in the vault. She was afraid to be buried alive, so there was a chain connected inside the vault that connected to the top where there was a bell. So we'll have a look in there. Now this is another vault right across from William Harvey's, so we'll have a look in here. And just inside the vault, guys, you can just see there is a skeleton. Wow. You can just see the skull, the shape of the body there, all the bones, and it looks like the coffin has broken away from the sides and disintegrated. And just on the other side of the vault then we have another coffin down on the right there, you can see in the corner. So I'll try and get a better view, and the sun is kind of shining in there as well, so it's hard to see. So right there, guys, you can see the skeleton. See, it's hard to kind of see there because the sun is shining in a certain part of it. Well, I'll zoom in and focus the camera. Now there you go, guys. That is a full skeleton just lying there in the vault. You can see like the jaw is opened in the skull. Wow, that's just crazy. And there's no date on the vault itself, but the name on it is there's a date down the bottom. It's actually 1855, so that's old. And the name on it is Edward O'Dicer. And there's a rose left there, like a fake yellow rose on the vault, so I don't know if anybody comes here anymore. I wouldn't think there's any family members left, but it's sad to see that the remains are left in that state. Another interesting one just over there, that huge monument. I might get over to show you that before we go. Now this is the vault here, the family vault of T.M. Gresham, Esquire, 1840. And look at that door, real old iron door. Almost looks Egyptian looking, that door. Now just up the top you can kind of see a bell used to be on the top of that vault. And when the woman was laid to rest, she wanted a bell to come down through the top of the vault, down inside.
She was afraid of being buried alive.
She was afraid of being buried alive. So we'll have a look inside and I'll show you what I'm talking about. There, guys, you can see, there is the chain that came from the top of the vault down inside. In the vault, and there is coffins in there. So maybe I might be able to see in here. Now that's a better view. So there's the chain. There's a coffin on the left. You can just see the coffin there. And there is that chain I was talking about that actually goes down, straight down inside the vault near the coffin there. And it goes all the way up along the chain. There's actually a load of coffins just there. You can see one on the left. You can see one there on the right. The handle on it.
It's a beautiful one. Oh, there's several.
There's several. There's at least 3 or 4 on the left. There's more here. They're all stacked on top of each other. But that chain went inside the old vault. And you can see the chain there. It goes down actually to that coffin in the middle there. See the hook on it? And there's more coffins there on the left, on the right, sorry. I can focus the camera, it's hard to see. Right there, guys, look at that. There's that chain, and look at all those coffins. And it goes down to that coffin, doesn't it, the chain?
Wow.
Right down to that coffin, the chain is gone. So, we have actually a true story, guys.
Afraid to be buried alive.
Afraid to be buried alive. There's a name for that, and I can't think of it, I'll add it in. But that's the story of the Gresham Vault. And back in the day, you know, when people passed away back in the day, or some people were in a coma, and back in the day people thought they were actually dead and they were laid to rest, and they weren't actually dead at all. So it's a frightening thing to think about, you know, that these people wanted in their wishes to have a chain to run from the top of the vault down inside to those coffins, so that they could pull that chain and ring that bell if it ever came to that. So thankfully that didn't have to happen. Or who knows, was that bell rang and nobody heard it? Scary to think about. Well, that is the Gresham Vault. And just beside the Gresham Vault we have this spectacular looking one here. And you have a little door on it there with a keyhole. Now it is a fake door and it's made from stone, but there is a keyhole in the middle of it there to make it look like it's real. We have this skull on it here.
But you know, it looks like it's melting.
The skull, it looks like it's melting, or else it's just...
But even the stonework,
eroded away.
it's like it's melting, the brickwork.
They're kind of made like the other vaults, I think, the designs. But the name on this one here is, in the vault beneath are deposited the mortal remains of Charles Fisher Butler, who departed this life the 6th of November 1838 in the 20th year of his age. So he was only 20 years old, Charles Fisher Butler. And what a fine vault he has here. And the old railings around it.
Almost like
The wrought iron railings. Almost looks like a lantern or something. That kind of shape. Look at the top of that. Bringing you up this way here, guys, to show you. There's a row of vaults just down in the lower section of the cemetery here. And I want to show you a few of these vaults. Now, whether these were for the wealthy or not, they had their own area down here. But we'll start on the left side. And here's the name, Powell. Thomas Powell, 1838. And that's his vault. And look at the handles. Just like a door that you'd see in a house. And they're all actually numbered. 5 and 6 and so on. And there's that church in the background, because the church is used here for funerals. We have the Harris name on this vault. The family vault of Robert and Arthur Dawson and Dr. Hamilton. So these would have been doctors and well-to-do people buried here. Family vault of John Stewart, Esquire. Vault of the Dowager Countess de Lucy. So we have a countess. And I'm not sure what this area is here at the end of the vaults.
I want to have a look.
But we'll have a look and see. It's interesting to see what that is.
There is a name or something. Vault, yeah?
It's a vault. So we'll have a look over and see what we can see, guys, in here.
Nothing really, is there?
There's nothing in there. Now, what I think they done here was, it was a vault. Whether the vault was sold or the family didn't have it anymore or whatever.
It goes down further and we just can't really see.
And maybe they made it into a storage area there, because it is blocked up with sheets of metal there. These will be the monuments up on top of the vault.
They're like doors.
Yeah, they're like a house. All the handles on them. Patrick Clark, 1838. Number 9, number 10. There's one opened here, so we're going to have a look inside. And some of them look like that. You could almost pull back that and look in, but it's bolted in like it was fixed. The family vault of the Honourable John Massey, 1867. The vault of Samuel Warren of Dublin, JP, Justice of the Peace.
There's actually baby coffins in here. If you look, baby lead coffins at the very top, stacked on top of the larger ones.
So just inside this one, guys, we can see here there's coffins just on the very top, and at the very, very right there you can see a tiny little coffin
And up here.
And up the very top as well. So they're lead coffins of little babies. Very, very sad. And they will be all, I'm thinking, family members all together. And there's a number 3 underneath there in the stone legend. Some of them have broken away down the bottom there.
It's actually an old bottle. If you get your phone and you can see an old, like a wine bottle or something on the floor.
Down the bottom there you can see more coffins. And it's very, very messy in here. You can just see the floor there. And there's an old bier that's used to carry the coffins that's left inside in the vault here.
You see the bottle?
There's a bottle down there as well, yeah. It looks like an old wine bottle. Rubbish and stuff left in there. It's quite a big vault inside.
It's a double vault, look. And we have the monument over it. Warren.
You can see the bier there again. And the coffins. The ones in the middle have disintegrated. Just over there. So there is a name over the vault just here, and it says Samuel Warren, Esquire, Chief Magistrate. And it's an obelisk style monument over the vault. So a lot of family members buried in there, and it's just left open. And you can actually just look in and see all that. And the only one that's different to them all is this one here.
Oh, it's bricked up.
And it's all blocked up there.
It's like an angel, isn't it, on the stone?
And this is left at the foot of it here. Angel style there. I'm sure it was part of a monument. So that's the area here, guys, of the vault. And there's the one with the pillars just above. Very interesting, this old cemetery here in Mount Jerome. So we're going down this direction here. There's different ways and they're all posted, all the signs on them. And they're all numbered and named. The family vault of Richard Montgomery, Esquire, in this city. Beautiful style. Another monument here, sacred to the memory of Charles Carolan Esquire Clontarf, who departed this life February 1848. Beautiful style of monument. And a dragon on that one. Some Celtic crosses. We have another vault here, similar to the ones we've seen. The family vault of Peter Jackson, Esquire, 1847. There's loads of names on this. Peter Jackson, who died in 1847. There's Anne Jackson, Sarah Jackson, Cecilia, Peter, Elizabeth, Eliza, Louisa, Sarah, and a number of different ones. So if you want to...
Look at Elizabeth, 99.
Elizabeth Jackson, 1867, age 99 years old. Wow. And we have a 1 month old,
Peter,
a 9-year-old, Henry. So the oldest one there is 99 years old. That's a great age to live back in the 1800s. Right, so we have this rather large monument here, and it's huge. Look at the size of that. And just up the very top of it there, you can see, I don't know what that is. at the very top. Almost looks like a bat.
An old style bathtub.
An old style bat at the very top. So we'll go and we'll read what's on it.
I think they're the entrance there.
That could be the entrance there, yeah, to the vault.
Yeah.
Just there. So the name on this one is Thomas Drummond. I think that is a U. It looks like a V, but I think it's a U. Thomas Drummond. Now there's a lovely inscription on the other side of this. And we'll read that, and you can just see it there. Last words. Bury me in Ireland, the land of my adoption. I have loved her well and served her faithfully. Isn't that a lovely inscription? And the old monument. And there's a date on the other side of it there. April 1840. So Captain Thomas Drummond was born in 1797 and passed away in 1840 from Edinburgh. Was a Scottish Army officer, civil engineer and senior public official. He used the Drummond light, which was employed in the trigonometrical survey of Great Britain and Ireland. He sometimes was mistakenly given credit for the invention of limelight at the expense of Sir Goldsworthy Gurney. It was Drummond, however, who realised its value in surveying. So, an interesting one there.
Possibly the biggest
Of Mr. Drummond. It's possibly one of the biggest, or if not the biggest, monuments in the cemetery. This is a large one here, but look at that chain that goes around that. Huge looking chain. That is really big. That's almost like a chain, isn't it, that goes on a boat. The size of that chain. The mortal remains here lie of Margaret Fawcett, who died the 17th of April 1855, and her husband Major D.K. Fawcett, who died the 31st of July 1859, and their grandchild Roland is here, and he died in 1865. So the place is really big, and we would be here for days if we had to show you all this, but I'm trying to show you what I can and the best of what's here. Look at that beautiful angel pointing towards heaven. To the memory of Arabella Boyce, beloved wife of the late George Henry Jones. It says, of Cooper Grange, Trinidad West Indies, Esquire. She departed this life on the 21st of August 1881, aged 44 years old. This monument was erected by her sorrowing children in loving remembrance of a most affectionate and devoted mother. And they really did fine job picking this one, because that's a beautiful angel and a monument for their mother. I love the angel ones, the statues. And here's another one here, and it's kind of changed with the colour on it. You can just see there, look at that, isn't that beautiful? And this was erected in loving memory of Grace Welch, who died at Kingstown, April the 27th, 1907. And there's also Caroline Coote Hamilton buried here. A lovely angel. This is like a small urn here with the veil over it. Georgina, the beloved wife of Joseph Evans, who died the 11th of February 1870. Mary, their daughter, wife of Richard Jackson Moss, died the 26th of March 1884. Another vault here. The family burial place of Mrs. Charlotte Bradley, who died the 12th of March. And just look up the very top of it there. Wow, look at that. Wow, there's actually the door of this one I was reading here earlier, guys, of the Dr. Cusack, who was a doctor for Queen Victoria. And just Sue spotted here that the entrance to the vault is actually at the back of it here. Look at that. And there's the handle. The handle of the door is there.
So it would have been steps down and
would have been steps there. So they've put that kind of a stone slab over there, the entrance, but that's the door to the vault of this very elaborate monument here of Dr. Cusack. And there was trees here, you can see they've cut some of the trees here in the area. Now just over here on this side, if I can make my way up, there's a number of a vault here, and it's hard to see the name on it, but you can just see the cage on it here of the vault. Look at that. I'm sure there's coffins there. Just there we can see that's a coffin there.
Oh, it just looks like it goes down so far. I think there's just one. Oh, no, just one, maybe, up on a shelf.
Maybe there's one just there in front of us.
It's huge.
You can see there. And it's unusual to see a grate. It's a metal grate, like an air vent there. I'm sure that was the entrance into the vault. There was steps there. So that, all that ground is at the same level now. And that covers all those there. So they're all the same family. And imagine all those there are all the same family. So that probably goes back all the way underground, across all of there. And the only name I can see there, if I can get out of the sun, sacred to the memory of Mrs. Frances Lee, the widow of Samuel Lee, Esquire, Londonderry, who died in January 1865, age 81. So it's the Lee family. So guys, I think I'll wrap the video up there, and thanks for coming along on this walk here in Mount Jerome Cemetery here in Harold's Cross in Dublin. We came across some amazing vaults, headstones and elaborate monuments, and those coffins were just amazing to see, and especially the Gresham vault with that chain inside. So everything like that we've seen today is amazing. So thank you for watching the video. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, hit the notification bell and subscribe to the channel. The notification bell will let you know when I upload another video or when I go live. So thanks for watching the video, guys. Take care, God bless, and I'll see you all in my next adventure.